Hi, my name is Lily Jones, and for my eSociety 318 final project, I've decided to discuss food delivery services, such as Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, and Grubhub. During my presentation, I will discuss how food delivery services have benefited me, the invention of food delivery apps, the pros and cons of food delivery services, the technological aspects of these platforms, what makes food delivery services a disruptive technology, and how we will move forward within these platforms. Firstly, I just want to start by discussing how food delivery services have benefited me personally. As a college student that attends school out of state in Arizona, I am originally from California. Without access to my own personal vehicle at school, my options seem to be extremely limited when it comes to eating out with friends, trying new restaurants, or just getting away from campus. While I have many options around campus, my options are limited to a certain area as I do not have a reliable form of transportation at school. Food delivery apps have given me the opportunity to not only try new things, but the ability to order food from restaurants that otherwise they would not have been available to me, meaning they're too far for me to travel to or call an Uber to. These food delivery applications have also given me the ability to order my groceries online and have them delivered directly to my doorstep, which is extremely convenient. This is one of the main things I take advantage of the most while using delivery apps, as sometimes it can be very difficult to find the time to get to the grocery store with my busy school schedule. Having the ability to order my groceries through a food delivery service has really helped me in times of need. For example, during finals when stress levels are high and schedules are packed, or times where I have been extremely sick and unable to make it to the store. While these services are always useful and I have greatly benefited from them, I believe that these services have been life-changing, if not crucial, to have access to at times like this when we are facing a worldwide pandemic, coronavirus. Having access to these delivery services at the tip of our fingertips in the midst of a pandemic provides individuals such as myself with a sense of assurance knowing I can order my necessities online without having to come into contact with or infect others with COVID-19. And while these services have benefited me personally in many ways, I feel as if they have also contributed to my laziness and has contributed to my lack of money management as I am paying more just to have these groceries and food delivered to my doorstep. Next, I want to discuss what I believe is the most important part of this project, and that is what makes food delivery services a disruptive technology. And while we have talked all about disruptive technologies, what they are, what they consist of throughout this entire course, I just want to reiterate, disruptive technology is an innovation that significantly alters the way that consumers, industries, or business operate. A disruptive technology sweeps away the systems or habits it replaces because it has attributes that are recognizably superior. Food delivery apps are classified as a disruptive technology due to the ways in which they alter the way restaurants, consumers, and the food industry as a whole operates. Not only does it alter the ways in which consumers operate, as they do not have to travel to and from restaurants, but it also changes the way that restaurants interact with others and advertise within their specific communities. While in many cases, restaurants and small businesses lose money when consumers choose to use delivery services, in some ways, these restaurants and small businesses can benefit as many individuals tend to use these platforms excessively, which provides these restaurants with more orders because, many people are lazy and don't want to go out to the restaurant itself. Food delivery services encourage customers to order from them with the incentive of having their food delivered to their door, which in the long run affects businesses and their incomes, as these delivery platforms take on average of 20 to 40% from the restaurant, causing these services to be a disruptive technology. And as I just mentioned, many of these platforms such as DoorDash and Uber Eats take around 20 to 40% from the restaurant's income, and we will discuss more about that later on. In order to fully understand how food delivery services classify as a disruptive technology, it is important to have background information on the invention of these platforms and how they gained their popularity, Knowing where they started from is very important. It's always good to have background information on the topics you're discussing. So, talking about the invention of food delivery apps, food delivery applications actually first began with the invention of a website that goes by the name of Worldwide Waiter, which was created back in 1995. And actually, this website is still used today. It is referred to as waiter.com. But these food delivery services did not gain their widespread of popularity until the early to mid 2000s. The early 2000s actually is when large pizza chains such as Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, many others created their own online delivery services via their websites. And through their websites, they allowed individuals and customers to track the progress of their orders, which is very convenient. And then this creation soon led to the creation of smartphone applications, which made the pizza ordering and delivery process even easier than it was when these websites were created. And as technology and the use of smartphones and social apps has continued and still continues to advance, the more and more food delivery services are utilized. So today, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and DoorDash actually take the lead for the most popular and most used food delivery applications, which is wonderful, but it's also crazy because these are some of the newest delivery apps. So, as technology continues to advance, of course, these applications continue to advance. So consumers typically follow the trends and continue to update their apps and whatnot that they use. I believe it is also important to discuss the pros and cons of food delivery services, especially because I'm sure most students and our age utilize these services or have utilized them at one point or another in their life. So firstly, to start with the cons, because personally, while I do love these services and have used them quite a bit, there just does tend to be more cons than pros. So, in many instances, when you order from a food delivery service such as Grubhub, DoorDash, or Uber Eats, the driver delivering your order can be packed with multiple back-to-back orders, or they may not be consistent with their time, not considering the time of its customers, which can result in customers receiving their orders late, which is in no way a restaurant's fault. But in many instances, this leads to the restaurant receiving bad reviews rather than the delivery service itself, who is at fault for this. So then the restaurant is the one who has to face consequences or work on, redeeming their name for actions of a third-party delivery driver, which is completely unfair for the restaurant. And what a lot of people don't consider is how much one small order can really affect, that's placed on a third-party delivery service can really affect a small business and their success or their income, because, small businesses really do put their all into making quality meals to make their customers happy. And in many cases, because they are small and sometimes family-run businesses, it does take people a lot to keep these businesses open, and can be a struggle sometimes. So delivery service apps, as I stated previously, typically take 20 to 40% of profits from these restaurants, which can affect them more than we truly know. And while I have heavily utilized these delivery service and they have helped me a lot in times of need, after considering these cons that come with these services, I've started to do this myself, and I really advise that other individuals, support small rather than supporting these large corporations unless it's absolutely necessary. If you're sick or you can't get out the house, obviously you have to do what you have to do sometimes. But I've been working on this myself. Unless it's necessary, I will not order from a third-party delivery service. And then to discuss some pros, we all know the pros, but convenience obviously saves us time. We don't have to leave the house. We can save gas money, save time on finding parking. We can enjoy restaurant meals in the comfort of our own home, especially on busy work or school days when we may not have the time to go out and enjoy a meal. We can get groceries delivered to the door without, like I said before, saving time. If we have extremely busy schedules, a lot of time we don't have time to make it to the grocery store one day. So that's another amazing pro. And those are just to name a few. So moving forward to discuss the future of food delivering apps and where they will be going in the future. I believe as food delivery apps continue to become more and more popular, consumers are starting to use these platforms even more to the point where they are actually being abused. And many individuals actually do not realize how much they are spending on these delivery services, which will soon lead to severe overspending. And I am definitely guilty of this myself. I find myself sometimes spending even $20 or so more than I would have if I would have just gotten up and went to the restaurant myself. I believe these platforms will also lead to obesity. As individuals use these apps more and more, they become more reliant on them because they're just so used to having their food delivered directly to their door, causing these individuals to be lazy and unmotivated to leave their house. These apps will soon lead to severe laziness, obesity, and cabin fever as people will find every excuse not to leave their homes, and I can't completely blame them for this. And even nowadays, actually, we're seeing that these apps are constantly advancing. For example, Postmate recently started delivering certain orders using a mini robot that they came up with. I've actually received an order from one of these little machines, and it's pretty cool and interesting. So with that being said, it is evident that soon, if not all delivery platforms will soon be using robots and different kinds of machinery to deliver their orders rather than paying individual drivers to work for them, which will save these companies money in the long run. I also believe that restaurants will start to close in the near future and be solely used as a kitchen. So no, indoor dining, not everywhere obviously, but just in specific restaurants, especially during a time like this, COVID is happening. So a lot is going to change in our future. So I believe that these kitchens will be used for delivery services and or pickup only. And, moving forward, there's going to be so many more advancements that we don't even expect in society. So who knows what else is to come within these delivery service apps. And while I know, most of you listening to this are students around my age, their early 20s, and you probably have a lot of knowledge on, the topic of food delivery services and have all probably used it quite a bit in your lives. I just want to say thank you for listening to my final project, and I have provided my works cited here for you. Thank you.